From Yungblud Idols. One thing I've realized with Yungblud, outside of his obvious worship and emulation of influences decades past, is that his reach often exceeds his grasp. He'll aim for the big ideas, you can tell he's trying to go for broke and do something huge, but it can feel like his ambition gets ahead of the execution. Now I don't mind this, the unabashed earnest exuberance and steady improvement from a very rough career start makes him shockingly easy to root for, and he is legit impressive live. But when I reviewed the lead song Hello Heaven Hello back with his long-running collaborator Matt Schwartz for an attempt at a 9-minute multi-part pop rock epic indebted to glam rock and Britpop, well, I heard the strain trying to land the song, make it worthy of the grandiosity and big themes of identity and his masculinity that he was trying to explore. So I knew I eventually wanted to cover this album, and you know, if you imagine mid-period Oasis worship David Bowie and Elton John instead of the Beatles with Youngblood's ragged holler, that is this album, for better and for worse. I could honestly end it there. The compressed stadium-ready guitars and keys and orchestral layers, all of which oversaturate the mix where you're gonna wish there were stronger dynamics in order to punch up the melodic hooks or groove, lend the drums or riffs more texture or at least contrast, with Yungblud trying to fight his way through, splitting the difference between more restrained, if kind of snotty crooning, and his ragged howling. Kinda wish he embraced the latter way more often. The crescendo to that brighter, soaring range on the Greatest Parade absolutely makes that song. And yet the odd thing is that for as much as this album claims to be challenging the idolatry of his past, trace these big new ideas, embrace his pansexual identity as an artist away from all the online haters, attempt to live in the here and now, become one's own idol, when you have songs that are so obviously drawing from the broader history of rock, often to shockingly great rewards, with Monday Murder and Ghost being flagrant U2 riffs and those guitar lines, it's a little incongruous, all I'm gonna say. It doesn't help matters that the album really runs out of gas in its final third. Youngblood's writing tilts towards broad cliche as it is, more reliant on his performance, even if a few swipes towards populist politics mostly stick the landing, and the lack of specifics, they really hamstring the project from hitting harder, especially in concluding in broad self-affirmation. Just flesh things out a bit more. So in short, yeah, I'm gonna agree with the consensus. It is a change for the better, probably his best album to date. Closer to greatness than he will get credit, as he gets a lot of the broad strokes very right. Flesh out the details, delve a bit deeper, a little more production refinement to firmly break away in his own lane from the past. I'll say it, he could get something special. I think he could get there, and that says a lot. Check this out.